People like you and me spend money every day, but some people spend too much. I took the time to interview people on how much they spend and how people can spend less money.
What question?
How much money do you spend a day?
It depends what day it is. Probably like $15.
Maybe $10.
Maybe $50.
$30, $40, not too much actually.
What do you typically like to buy?
Groceries, dry cleaning, household items, fishing equipment.
As you can see on the screen, this is a chart of what the average American spends their money on. Most Americans spend their money on home and mortgage, following up by food and groceries. Do you think this is a serious problem with people spending too much money?
It's a serious problem with people not saving enough money. If you're talking about saving towards a goal, the number one impact is just the fact that they save. I mean, you can invest and you can get good and bad investments, but by far the biggest impact is just saving, and saving early, as young as possible. That has the biggest impact towards any long-term financial goal.
Lifestyle. If you want to spend a lot, spend a lot. If you don't. I'm in engineering. I have no idea how to manage money, to be honest.
Well, you need to go over the range of what their problems are. I mean, obviously, if somebody has very little money, they have a different set of problems than somebody who has a lot of money. But whether they have a little money or a lot of money, probably on the downside, that is the thing that inhibits them the most from savings, is stress. That could be even with people who have a lot of money. If they have stress, they don't save enough. Oh, of course, all the time. Yes. Now what differs is why did they lose their money, what they spend it on, and do they have control over it. So you'd have to segment it between those issues. I mean, the biggest cause of bankruptcy in the US is medical catastrophes. People don't have control over that. On the other hand, you'll see people who don't save because they just spend their money on frivolous things, and people who don't save because they spend all of their money on their children and family and charity and forget about themselves. It's very different motivations.
Reusing things more often, having things that are a little bit greener, not having so much waste, going to thrift shops and instead of going to high price stores.
If they are an entrepreneur, yes. I mean, it's a very different question if you're talking about somebody putting into someone else's business versus putting money into their own business. Very different things, different risk profiles, etc. If you're saying, is it a good idea for people if they have personality to be an entrepreneur? I encourage them to do that, but there are huge risks associated with that. Yes, there's two contexts. One is you could go on the one extreme, people who were born, so to speak, with a silver spoon, and very often their parents have a problem because the children weren't taught the value of money, and often then you get the second and third generation and the money dissipates because they just spend it. I read a story recently where delayed gratification in toddlers actually is the biggest determinant of whether they will save in future years. So you can get some of the little baby, you can say, all right, if I wait a minute, I'll get 2 pieces of candy as opposed to 1 piece of candy now. They learn that very early, that'll carry out through the rest of their lives.
I hope now that you will save more money and buy what you truly need.